n'ekihango n'okubagambira ngu ekanisa egi n'ekirooto kya taata ekiyandagiire nk'omwishiki omukuru wabirari munywani we munonga hati nyowe omurimo gwange n'erizooba I don't want any fundraising because my father was a very contented man full of love and commitment, and he never wanted to beg. He never wanted to ask for things that were not in his means. This church is going to be built out of friendship and love for God. Whoever wants to give, God will give as serving God, but we are not fundraising today. We are only thanking God for what he has enabled us to do, because I didn't want us to reach the first memorial service without the church he instructed me to do. My Lord the bishops, Your Grace the Archbishop, I'm filled with gratitude while emotions are stirring up, but I'm glad that my instruction, that
these soldiers are also, you can know that, not so?
My father was my own. I didn't know how I was going to live without my father's prayers every morning. The work I do is really hard sometimes, but thank you, my brothers and sisters, and Right Honorable Thomas, you're my brother. Please kindly give me some time, and I tell you why His Excellency President has sent you here. Kindly allow me. I'll try, and I'm not going to cry for long. I missed my father. Okay. But there are friends I must recognize. The Honorable Dr. Sababturo and your dear wife, who is my sister. We have walked this journey together. We have prayed. We have fasted together. Edith Sababturo, thank you very much for making the time. My brother, Don Wanyama, the CEO of Vision Group, thank you. These are people, the people I'm talking about are those that mourned with me all the time. And we have been in this journey together. Of course, the dream of the Reverend Serrada Foundation started on the day of his burial. Tata, because when I say my father, I don't feel it filled, we called him Tata, and when I don't say Tata, I don't feel like I've talked about my father. Tata loved, Tata served, Tata was everything to us. He was our compass. Tata was a man. Where is my presentation? Joshua? Because I have a few slides, our dear chief guest. Right Honorable, thank you very much for giving me the chance. Joshua, can I have my presentation on quickly? Okay, I have written a book, and the book is entitled My Father and I, The Power of Fatherhood. Friends, I want to tell you that it is not money, it is not property that makes people happy. It is the love that you give to your children that will make them who they are, wherever they will be. The love that has the touch, your physical presence. My father's hand, my father had soft, big hands, and every morning he would, when as children, Tata kabaji engaroses kabazir mpango zora bikandi zikusiba nisikoremi rumwegumire. In the squad. So he would touch us. So his hand, the soft hand, my father would touch you. Mchogona gubayo nengaro yorobi, akuja tumukama kumudisha, akwachizo mshana gwami ishoje, akurebe reburizoba, otarichena, ojendo herezabandi. So he would bless us, saying, that the Lord bless you and keep you, that be of good cheer, be of good courage, go and serve others. So for me, for all nearly 50 years of understanding my father's love, the touch, the father's power of love, love that is filled with action. Tata loved in action. He was a man who had no property. He didn't have cows, he didn't have money, but he gave us love and showed us how to be contented with what you love, with what you have, and to multiply yourself by bringing people together and ensuring that God's will is done. Praise the Lord. Niyenda kubashaba abantu baruhanga. Slide zanjye ezi. David bring the folder has, okay? If you can go back the first slide to show people how we grew up. The second, that's cover. His Excellency the President is writing its forward, because in this book, My Father and I, The Power of Fatherhood, I call His Excellency the President my second father, and I call Mama Janet Katam7 my second mother, because had it not been them, I wouldn't be known, or I wouldn't be having any position where I would lean to invite the big people, the old and the young, and His Excellency President Museveni personally groomed me, taught me, writing his speeches, guided me. Mama Janet became a mother that at some extent I messed up, and the President was not happy. So then my tears were rolling. Then Mama Janet gave me her own beautiful scarf to rub my tears. And from that time I got a mother in her. So I am here to testify that what the second slide. That was on 20th October 2024. I was with my father Tata. Whenever I had my father, when I would see my father in his Korah at 75 years, when he served as a Muburzi at the lowest level for 53 years, I was looking at him in the church, Rentanga Church of Uganda, which church, the stamp of Church of Uganda, he used to use to ask for, to ask for patience of the headmasters. So he never used to have the school fees to give us to go with, but he would write confidently, Headmaster, Headmaster Thomas Secondary School, receive my daughter, Edith, Nakalema Ninsima, Bishwa, Nguniza kuletera sente zawe, habukwa ntango bundu kereza nomwesigwa, stamp, Rentanga Church of Uganda. The Church of Uganda stamp took us to school, and we will always honor it. So it was Harhom Tabani. There is a brother of my senior brother who I had not introduced, Lieutenant General Kareke Ihura, the former IGP. Yemerera abantu bakwakire mumwakire. General Kareke Ihura was the first one okija akakanisa katata kachirikache akakagurira enanga abishimwe ba Kanyeganyege enanga y'umufutero mujeji kanisa ekagurwa General Kayihura ati IGP akatata kamweta ngomujenywe kandi yagumariyo mwana we. Thank you very much for making the time and coming. Welcome Uncle Godfrey and Aunt Grace. Okay, my presentation. Of course, there are people I see and I can't jump. So, Major General Goa Kasita, the CEO Immigration, has come with a wonderful, thank you very much for coming, Afande, the CEO Immigration Controls, but he has come with a gentleman all the way from London, and William Tenza, stand up, William Tenza organizes the UK Africa Investment Summit every year. By investors, bona bazungu barikuja mu Uganda bingi. Ogo mushija Mutenza nwari kubareta. So he organizes that investors conference every year about our tribute as a family to Tata, our second. Tata had a deep personality of loving in action. Omcharawe, our mama Midres, our father never mentioned the name of our mama. He used to call her my beloved Muchara. Akatwale Karukundo, my beloved Muchara was always complimenting our father's principles. So our father loved so much, cared about feeding, good feeding, but every time he would go to Mbarara going to work, he would come back with a half kilo of meat and buns for the 5 of us, and a big bottle of soda for the Muchara. And then Mama would also supplement the meal with the ghee because she cares from Angore. Mama Nahati, up to today, we come home to take a nuni it is made of ghee, so we were fed well. And our father used to tell us that feed children well so that they are wise in their heads and that they serve better their country. That was him. Mama webale munonga okuguma noyongera Tata nomukwatirire noture mukatikuzaje ntubasima. Let's go to the next slide because nazo qualities are Tata's yenzinganzi. Next slide. Well, this is a letter. Tata we don't know how Tata was prepared to go to heaven quickly because that's his letter, the letter he wrote to the president, and he thanked him for all the projects and in particular PDM and signed telling him, giving him a scripture in Matthew chapter 25, verse 21, saying, Arkumweta omwamba ati omwamba ati kasinje iwo mwamba zomurunji. So ejibarha president akajigarkamu ekampike biro mushanju na jishomera Tata. It came on the 7th night, the reply from the president. And as I read to him, Tata was excited very much because he had had a long day of preaching. And when I told him that the president had replied and said that he was going to call him to thank him for writing to him a handwritten letter which he had not read in many years, that was on 7th at night. And on 8th, I was in Soroti and my father passed on. So, a historical because akasibura president we yashoa mundaga. That's why I call him my second father, because my first father akamwebaza yagira ati now my name is on the blueprint in the records of Uganda. Now all is done. So and so he left. So a legacy of love, the power of fatherhood for us as the Serada's children. Ekiturukwenda kukora omunsomu nokwehayo okuheereza Ruhanga because tukareba tatito akaheereza Ruhanga yamuha byona ebyabire nayetenga ebyomwoyo kandi n'ebyomubiri. We saw our father serving God passionately at the lowest rank, and then he was raised quickly. I want to once again thank Bishop, our Stephen Katonda, Bishop Michael Boa. Tata, who used to be a Muburisi sleeping in these houses, makeshift sometimes in the smaller churches, Bishop Rubowa, after ordaining our father, Bishop Rubowa gave our father his own house, the house of the bishop, the old house. Tata kabana ararum omunju ya bishop. My Lord Bishop, it is truksima tukakuheza. Whoever no kuheza, thank you very much. Okuyimusa omubuuze yali akolera mu buyumba butaliko n'omwe ennyumba ya bishop yali asula webalire ddala. Our father was, for us, we will continue to be your children. The Serada Foundation, we started with yours at Central Buganda, and you will remain in the foundation of Serada. We will do what we can because you really blessed our father. Kambagambire, let me tell you the victories our father got in his life. The victories No, you have jumped. Go to the victories where he welcomed His Excellency the President in his home. So Tata was visited by His Excellency the President in 2014 at his house. And His Excellency the President came with Mama Janet Kataham 7 with their first daughter Natasha. I remember also Mr. Odrek. Now I think they jumped him. But I'm not seeing where Tata was excited receiving. Okay, go back, Joshua, where Tata was receiving His Excellency the President, and his life never remained the same. Because he loved, and he used to say, my children, serve God with one heart, and God will make you sit and dine with kings and queens. And we have seen it. We have seen it. Tata received, our parents, Tata and Mama, welcomed the President in their home, in their house here. That was July 2014. And from that time, of course, when His Excellency the President was to visit, no, that's not the slide. When His Excellency the President was to visit, the life improved. The home was worked on and improved. Everything expanded. And Tata now started praising God so much because he said that the king on the earth visited him and didn't leave him the same. The other victory that my father passed on thanking God for was him as a Muburuzi in 2004 walking me, his firstborn and his friend, to be wedded by the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda. Tata put that on record as a great victory. My dad, Your Grace, the 7th Archbishop, you made Tata very happy for wedding his daughter when he was a mere Muburuzi, and he walked with me in the church. Tata enjoyed my wedding more than me. Because for him, he was looking at the Archbishop, the man in all sense, Nakasero was more joy as he was receiving my friend here, after having crossed 4 rivers to get him. Okay, I'm told that the screen is not working, so it's not being seen. So the other victory our father got, the man who used to ride his bicycle on the celebration of his golden jubilee with his beloved Muchara, our mama Midress, the function was officiated by His Grace, the Archbishop of the province of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba, and our other dad, Dr. Henry Rukorombi, the 7th Archbishop, and the 5 bishops of Ankore. The Muburuzi was in the middle of the archbishops and the bishops. He wrote that with his own hand, that this was great victory, that God had shown him everything he wanted for life on earth here. The other achievement that our father got was his name being, embroidered, izina yokuhandikwa aha kanisa St. Paul Kamatarisi, bakahandika izina lya Tata Ombuzere Safse Rada nka founder wa Kamatarisi. He served in there were 15 churches where our father served. 17. Yes, that is reminding me that there are 17. But one of them, where he started the church as a makeshift, they wrote his name on the stone. He said he saw his name on the church stone, and he felt like Jacob felt. I think I see that when he saw that stone, he felt like he was seeing angels descending and ascending, and he praised the Lord. So, after their 50th anniversary, that was officiated by the Archbishop, together with my dear husband here, we sponsored Tata and Mama to also board a plane. The man from his small bicycle, we had elected him on that golden jubilee. Again, thank you, Jimmy, because we bought for our father a smaller car, but we wanted him to also enter a plane. So he boarded a plane with his beloved Muchara and our auntie Karen Kasivayo. When Tata came, when he entered the plane, when he entered an aeroplane, that's his excitement. The slides are coming back. So when he entered the plane and went to Mombasa for 3 days, then in Mombasa he saw a ship. When he returned on the 26th of November, 2021, he gathered all of us and he told us that for him, he had seen the heaven of the earth. He said, and he gathered all of us, including me, who had been in many planes, and he told me it was his time to teach me how the plane looks like, to demonstrate, because for him, his plane to him was the only one in the world. He said he had seen the heaven of the earth. In other words, Tata was always very thankful for everything, whether small or big. But what later disturbed me was that after he demonstrated for us how he saw the ship where the buses were entering with people, where the trucks were entering with poles of electricity on it, and that in the ship there were hotels and all that. Then he said that since he had seen the heaven of the earth, that he entered the plane, went through the clouds, and now settled between the heaven and God. And then he said, I will never enter another plane where I will not enjoy it, that I'm sick, I will enter plane. No, he said, I have remained with one heaven where I will enter and see my God, and I will not return back. So he handed over the passports to me and said, my daughter, for me I have finished the planes, I have seen it all, I went and I was near God, the next time I go, I will not return. So, because the man was very healthy, to me I took it a joke. I was like, when we get some more money, we will give him another trip. Little did I know that the man knew he was not going to enter another plane. He had finished when he was not, because he said he didn't want to enter plane when he's sick, he said the heaven he was remaining with was the one where he will see his God and will not return. The day my father passed on, that 8th of February 2024, last year, which makes this day a memorial day, I was in Soroti. We had a long conversation the night of 7th February, and I was heading for an overnight at All Saints. And I told him, I said, Tata, I'm late. Let me go. He said, no, I want to give you a special blessing tonight. I laughed because every night he would pray for me, and in the morning he would start my day. So I said, Tata, you see at All Saints, even the Archbishop may come. He said, my blessing tonight is special. I said, okay, Tata. Then he asked me, raise up your arm. I raised the arm, laughing. I said, but Tata, you see the arm, you are not even seeing it. He said, raise it, and I give you a blessing. And in his prayer, he prayed according to Psalms 128. Then he said, Omichaguna, the blessing I have prayed for you is for you and all your siblings. I pray that you will live to see the goodness of the Lord. I pray that he prayed a long prayer and blessed us. And I was not having anything like it was going to be the last prayer. And he was so excited because already I told him about the letter of the president. Then when he was finishing, he prayed in the words of, he said the grace. And it's then that I understood the words of the grace after he passed. Said, may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you now and forevermore. And he was insisting. Little did I know that was the last prayer. So in the morning, early morning, I told him, that night I told him, don't call me early morning because I am going to have an overnight, and early morning I'll be heading to Soroti for the burial of the late Brigadier General Oruka, our former Director General ISO. So, to the shock of my life, these were how the 3 days of his life went. On 6, which was Tare Sita, he stood at this church, called Mbine, the Kanshabi family that donated the land, because they had already given him the land where that small church is, which we built. So he had Mbine and Uncle Mbine will speak on behalf of the Kanyeganyegye community and the Kanjabi family that blessed us to ensure that we deliver our father's instruction. So he had also called the Reverend of the Parish Reverend of Katebe, Reverend Kweyamba. And he called me when he was with them here. And omubuzi Jovret Namara, the omubuzi witu wa Kanyeganyegye. Webale okuno mushiki wa tata because akamwerera yamba kwata kandi mulinzireje. Kandi mazima Jovret ntukusima yebale munonga abukwe kanisa girinzireje omubuzi. So tata called me. That's when he was insisting that I would build the church. But he also told the parish priest that this Nakalema here, my girl, my friend, was baptized at Katebe, that church of yours in Katebe. So he said she should contribute for your house, the house of the Reverend. So I paid that man at his funeral. Because when he told me on that 6th, 7th, he prayed a shorter prayer in the morning, the longest in the evening, and on the 8th, now when I was in Soroti, and I have representatives who came from Soroti. My fellowship was led by Samuel Wow. He came with our sisters, Doris, Sarah, and Helen. Where are you? They came from Soroti because that's where the worst news of my life found me yesterday. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for coming, my friends. Of course, there are many friends. I have my long-time friends from Kabare, Pastor Arena Kangwatan, and Kate. Anyway, I want to talk about that sorority.
It had, because we were at the funeral, and then I received Tata's call. And this time it was, because for him, he would call in the morning to bless for the day, and call in the evening and summarize for me the news, pray with a long, the longest prayers would be in the evening. So this time, I see Tata's call, and it was coming to 1, and when I picked, the way Tata was breathing, I nearly lost myself. I said, Tata, have you fallen in an accident? He was breathing so badly. I said, where are you? He said, I am at home. Kuka, mwana wanje humura, Yesu namara. And even the word Yesu namara, he could not finish it. So I got so disturbed and said, but he told me that he had sharp pains in the chest. And so then I called my brother Daniel here, who has quicker contacts in Marara, but little had I called him, then I remembered that my teacher, my Lord Bishop Sheldon, would do the quickest service. And on this note, my Lord Bishop, my teacher, Associate Professor Sheldon, and my teacher Alice, can I come and kneel before you today? Because Bishop Sheldon and Mama Alice, they rushed an ambulance very fast themselves. They came followed by the ambulance and got Tata where he was and took him to Ruharo Hospital. And when they arrived at Ruharo, they prayed for me. Bishop was in his robes, he was in the mid, and Tata sang song number 208, I was told by my teacher, Alice. I want to come and because I want to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You gave my father a wonderful send-off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You came yourself in your episcopal robes, and you bakija bombi abasira mwanya chira tata mwamshendesere. Thank you very much, my Bishop. Thank you. Thank you. You made my father go, because when he saw them, he said, Bishop wa Ezra, and his song was,
dramatic relief. You, a father who is here, what is your relationship like with your children? Some homework. Some homework. May God, I normally tell, there are people who say that fathers don't get near their children. Fathers, Reverend Serwada has taught us. And there are people who say that the children have taken away that the mother has taken away the children from the father. So for me, I tell people, my wife cannot take children away from me. I'm very close to them also. Let me also talk for myself. There is no way. How? With what I've done, what have you done? That is your homework. So take heart, man. You go.
They are leaders of the they are leaders of the Pentecostal faith that I saw, we invited and they came. There is part of our family, Bishop Leonard Serwada, who is the Tata's brother. He heads the Masaka region. But I also saw Bishop David Chiganda arriving. Most welcome, Bishop. Bishop David Chiganda. Then I saw my brother and dear friend. These are real brothers, but how big ministries. Apostle Dr. Michael Chimuri and your wonderful sons. Thank you very much for coming. Michael Chimuri has a big ministry in Kampala. Then my brother, who we actually resemble, Apostle John Bunjo, Dr. John Bunjo. Thank you very much for coming. We have our other families in summary before, and the directors of Reverend Serwada Foundation and all the trustees, friends, be preparing to come in a few seconds. But we have other extended families. Our extended family, the Bargahare family that is fully represented, not represented, actually they are all here. Professor Sam Majarija with his beautiful wife Mabel, my sister, most welcome. Esther, Mrs. Esther Rusengo is the wife of Bishop Amot Nathan Rusengo. Thank you for coming all the way from Kigali. Bishop Amot Nathan Rusengo is the Bishop of Kigali. Hona tumwachia abantu n'abeshenjeza golengaro. Then we have our sister Margaret Choutunji, my sister who started the journey together all the time. Winfred Tinomcha Kansime, where Mwebale Kwija, and our brothers Musinguzi Bargahare and Sam Mwena Mwisha. The Ntungwerisho family, Uncle Godfrey Tumsime is here, Aunt Mabel and Uncle Paul Ruzi. Thank you very much for coming, Aunt Grace Mwebale Kwija, and Aunt Mary Kachumita with Gilbert Guma and your beautiful wife Alex Mwebale Kwija, the Kashirinji family, you're most welcome. And we have, yes, our brother all the way from Arua, Adaku Ahmed, and your dear wife. Thank you very much for coming. Now, yes, thank you very much for coming. And on that day we launched the Reverend Serwada Foundation, which was graced by the member of our family, but of course a big fan of many Christians, evangelist, who is a great evangelist, Bishop Onesimus Asimwe and Mama Florence Asimwe. They, together with the Bishop Michael Bower, you blessed us when we were launching the foundation, and your gospel we got the video. We cannot stop watching. You strengthened us. So that foundation, the first person who put money on the foundation account was the one I had not known, Haji Ahmed Kamregeya, the headmaster, Chitevi Secondary School. He was the first one to put the money on the account of the foundation, yet he's a Haji, but from that time he remained a good brother. Where are you, Haji Muhammad Kanyeganyege, and your wonderful wife? Thank you very much. You surprised me, a Haji to be the first one, but he told me that his mother was a good Christian, served God, and his school, Chitemi Secondary School, is the biggest USE, not only in Kampala but in Uganda, with over 4,000 students. Well done, team leader Muhammad Kanyeganyege. Hati, the Rujochi family is a member of the Seradas. Allow me now to invite all the directors of the foundation, but as they come, on behalf of all directors, we want to thank the directors of Reverend Serada Foundation, and their speech will be given by the Honorable Justice Professor Andrew Hauha, and the trustees include Dr. Kin Karisa, Uncle Chris Keishka, and Aran Kasuja. You see and Ron Kawamara, you are a trustee of the Reverend Serada Foundation, because you have built this church up to where it is. Dr. Kin Karisa, there are three private agencies. Uganda Bati, representatives of the CEO, Mr. Arodi. Thank you very much. Uganda Bati gave us free, these iron sheets, all of them free of charge. Thank you very much, Uganda Bati. They gave us all the iron sheets free of charge. Then roofings, they gave us 25 million, and Dr. Alan is represented by Prince there is a Prince representing roofings. Uncle Chris Keishka here, the Uncle Chris Keishka here, we are a family. Amadrisa Gona, all the windows and the doors, Uncle Chris Keishka here, and Mr. Tabani Idri from Koboko, they and Ramesh. To ensure that we have the foundation.
The Archbishop and Archbishop's retired, our guest of honor, the Deputy Speaker,